this corner, we got in. In this corner, we got Jay. Sports heaven, Sunday before heaven. You're not familiar with it, you will learn a good lesson. My ballin' and prepping, Kuwait and stepping. We hear a lot of grown men talk, of course yelling. But women make the LA spark, so no telling. I'm talking about the ones in stores. Husky girls, my boys, playing ball like a game of toys. Football on, so we raise the noise. Steelers and Cowboys, Giants and Jets, Patriots, most hated, but of course the best. Like a Floyd May fight, we gon' place our bet. Anthony and G on the mic, you know they bet. Big T break up the fights like Keto's rap. It's baseball games like the beat the net. Brooklyn Nets a mile away. FC at the mile away. Junior football on the rise. Did it yesterday. Sisterhood came with surprise. Junior was great. Every week Jeff was a pride. And we never take broadcast always is live. And we never hate. Look at the ball in the sky. As the leader plays home run into July. To the kind of things NBA finals in June. I'ma be a date. March Madness almost over. Carolina play North versus South Gonzaga. Or another state inside the locker room more. Anthony and Jay 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 inside the locker room more. Inside the locker room more.
Good morning. Inside the locker room, and Jay, man, we are back. WNLK 1350, July 9, 2017. Before we even start the show, I want to say a big happy birthday to my little brother. He's not really little, but my little brother, man. Today is his birthday, so I'll definitely give him a call later. He's out in Arizona, so I don't want to wake him up this morning. But
shout out to Mike.
Yeah, shout out to my brother Michael, man. I love you, kid. So just want to let you know that, man. Happy birthday, and I'll definitely give you a call later. Inside the locker room, and Jay, man, we are back together for the first time in 2 weeks. So, real different look for us, man. Welcome back, Jay.
What's going on, my brother? Good morning.
Hey, man, good morning. How's everything else?
Everything's great, man. I'm feeling good. I felt like I've been missing for like 2 months, but it's only been 2 weeks. I'm back.
Glad to have you back, man. We missed you.
Yeah, I miss you guys too, man.
Big T behind the board.
What's up?
Good morning, Big T.
What's up? Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings, man. Make sure y'all check out our website, www.insidethelockerroom.com. Make sure you go check out our podcasts on iTunes and SoundCloud. Man, hit that Facebook page, man, and tell us what you think about the show, man. When we get started. But make sure that when you guys well, Jay and I have made a conscious decision, and we kind of were not forced into it, but beat into it. Mm-hmm. So we're making a conscious decision now. For going forward, man, after today, everything's going to be on our official pages. So you got to check out our Facebook Live page, our Facebook page, our Inside the Locker Room Facebook page,
or the live streams,
our Twitter page, our Instagram, all of that stuff, man. We're switching everything over, man. We love and enjoy the fact that you guys go on our personal page and see our stuff, but we need you guys to check us out on our regular page. So starting next week, we're going to do that. Real quick, last night, we had a good time last night. Yeah. You know, in New York Kings Comedy Tour, Klein Memorial. Very, very nice show, a lot of fun. Big T, you had a good time last night?
I had a blast.
Yo, Mark Vieira was hilarious.
Yeah, he was very funny.
Mark Vieira was very
All the comedians were very funny. Yeah. I enjoyed myself. I think that was a great show. Great show last night, and whoever didn't come out, I think they missed a good evening, man. It was definitely dope.
Yeah, we had a really good time. In a minute, you guys are going to see me put my glasses on. I am official now. I got glasses. I'm studious.
Officially old.
Officially old. Maybe that should be my name. Officially old.
Got an AARP card?
Old square.
You know what? All right, and so before we get started with the show, man, I'm going to take 30 more seconds to talk about this, because here we are again. It's been 2 weeks. I haven't had to really worry about this issue. But here we are again with Jay and Big T, and this fight over the climate in the studio.
Man, it's
guys, when I tell you, Big T wants the studio to be 862 degrees.
Comfortable.
It's feeling like hell in here. And then Jay comes in and puts the air conditioner on -7. So we need a blanket when Jay's here. And when Big T's here by himself, you literally can come in here with no clothes on.
It's July, man.
It's an interesting concept.
It's moist outside.
I keep it a comfortable 72.
Comfortable 7. That's not AC, bro.
Yeah, it is 72.
72 is not AC.
It's July.
Man, please.
They talking about 72 degrees in July.
Come on, man.
It is. We here with our intern Nick. What's up, Nick?
Not much, man.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, man.
How's school? Nick's just saying, man. I love him.
Yeah.
Nick is so cool, man. I love him. He's gonna have a good time with us. We're here with our staff writer Grant. I won't mention the other people in the room. I'll be nice today. But we're here with our staff writer Grant. Grant will be on with us in a few minutes, man. To holler at us about some sports. Real talk, man. So, Jay.
Yes.
Summer League. NBA Summer League has started.
Yes.
It started in Orlando.
A week ago.
Yeah, it started in Orlando. Then switched over to.
It was in Utah.
Yeah, then switched over to Utah.
So it was in
now,
Utah first, I believe.
No, Orlando started.
Then Utah.
Yep. And now it's in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And Vegas is the big summer league where most of the teams come out.
Yeah.
To be a part of it. So back in Vegas, and so far, what are your thoughts on the summer league?
Well, I'm going to say that I'm impressed with Jason Tatum, Boston Celtics pick. He's very solid. Being 6'10", he has length, he has athleticism. He has a better handle than what I thought that he displayed at Duke. You know, when you play in college, sometimes the coaches, when you play under someone like Krzyzewski, coaches will have you play with their system. But now that he's playing free, he's showing me stuff that I didn't know that he had. He's been solid. Players that are not in their second year, like Dante Exum, Jaylen Brown, as well as on the Celtics, they all look solid.
Those guys are going to dominate the summer league. They should. They've been in the league.
Yeah. Lonzo Ball just showed up in the summer league.
Well, that's interesting about Lonzo Ball. Okay, so the Lonzo Ball hype is crazy. Because
I've been saying a lot of people have been trying to talk bad about him because of his father. He can't play, man.
But think about this. The first game he goes 2 for 15, 1 for 11 from the three. Right? So he stinks the joint up. It absolutely is hard.
Happens to everybody.
Yes. Then he comes out second game and he has a triple-double. 11 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. Still shoots 5 for 13. He's only shooting 28% or 25% for the
But that his
first two
his
games.
impact offensively in regards to scoring buckets is not what's going to make him successful or the Lakers successful. They brought him over to lead the team and to make other players better. Which, if you've seen his second game, he absolutely made the game exciting.
Oh, I think Lonzo Ball is going to be Jason Kidd. I think he's going to be the best player to come out of this. I think that what happens is people are looking at the college careers of De'Aaron Fox and Jason Tatum. And Jason Tatum looks really, really good. Mm-hmm. But the problem with Jason Tatum is when he gets to the regular season, he's not going to get all of those touches.
Of course not.
He's not going to
playing with the IT department. He might average 6 to 10 touches.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, so you got to take what Jason Tatum's doing with a grain of salt. Because when he steps on the real floor in the real NBA season, those shots are going to Isaiah Thomas and Gordon Hayward. Mm-hmm. He's not getting 15, 16 shots a game.
And you also got Jaylen Brown ahead of him. So at best, he's a fourth option. At best.
Not even a starter. He's not even an NBA starter right now. If you look at their team. Marcus Smart is still there. Jay Crowder is still there.
Yeah, he won't start.
He's not even a starter for Boston.
He's like the 7th or 8th man.
Yeah, so the Jason Tatum hype is kind of weird to me. You know what I mean? Because he's not going to be the player he is now in October. Lonzo Ball will be. Lonzo Ball is getting the keys to the car. That's
because the Lakers are trying to restart and try to go and bring in a new culture there. But they got rid of the management. They brought Magic in. They already had some good draft picks and some good pieces, but they got rid of D'Angelo Russell for obvious reasons in regards to chemistry with the locker room. So they're just trying to restart.
Yeah.
Semi-restart. Not a total reboot, but a semi-restart.
But I think that Lonzo Ball gets the keys to the car right away. Markelle Fultz gets the keys to the car right away. And even Markelle Fultz.
You sure gets the key to the car right away?
And I was going to say, even Markelle Fultz has to deal with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
So he might not even get the touches he's getting now.
Oh, and he shared his ankle last night.
Yeah, so hopefully he's better. De'Aaron Fox is the other person. He'll get the keys to the car right away in Sacramento.
Nah.
Yeah, he'll start.
We had a lot of veterans that just moved over there in free agency. So once we go over the free agency moves, I think you change your mind.
And I'm going to wake my son up, and he's going outside and shoot 7,000 jump shots. James Harden got $44 million a year.
Well, for Houston, you don't think he deserves it, and there's no.
Tim Hardaway Jr. got $71 million from the Knicks. We're going to get into all of this, but Tim Hardaway Jr. got $71 million. My son is going outside today to shoot 1,000 jump shots.
You can't look at the new money right now because the salary cap is going up. So from an economic standpoint, in regards to the cap,
so what is LeBron?
That's average. That's not even a high end.
No, it's not. But these are bad contracts for bad players.
It's not. If you look at
they're bad players, man. Tim Hardaway's averaging 11 points a game.
But that's an average
contract. He's making $16 million a year.
That's an average contract now.
Jay, are you drunk?
I'm not drunk. Look at the salary cap.
You have to be drunk.
No. This is.
What's he talking about?
You're not listening, man. From a salary cap perspective, in regards to dollars, let's go. Just break it down to dollars and cents. That's right now in today's NBA climate. That's an average contract.
Nick.
They definitely paid for him. I don't think he's worth $71 million over 4 years. I mean, it looks like the Hawks offered him like 4 years at $12 million, which seems about right. But I think 60 is a little too much for an average player.
Has your dad got you out shooting jump shots now because of this money? That's fair. 4 for 12.
Yeah,
I can see 4 for 50. 4 for 50.
You guys are looking at the old NBA salary cap. Look at James Harden's money. And then look at...
But James Harden is James Harden.
Look at
He's the top 5 player in the NBA.
Just look at it from a dollar's perspective. Look at James Harden's money versus Tim Hardaway's money.
I can't wait to see what LeBron...
There's a big difference right there still.
I can't wait to...
You can see the difference between a superstar and an average player with looking at their contract.
Does LeBron get 250?
He deserves it. He doesn't need it because he has all his other money.
Not need it, but does he get 250? I mean, Curry got 201.
It's hard to say I don't need 220 million. 228 million.
Curry got 201. Harden got 228.
Okay. And so you guys are talking about 71 million. Think about that. Think about that. 228. 71.
I guess
that differential right there should tell you what type of the level of the player.
I guess my beef,
money that's going up.
And I agree with you. I guess my beef is not the contract. My beef is not the contract. My beef is who the contract went to.
It doesn't matter. I understand why you
Hardaway Jr. stinks.
I understand why you're saying that, but the levels.
This is
the money
mix.
That's an average contract, bro. That's not big money.
I agree with you.
He's an average player. He's
Tim Hardaway.
I don't think he's an average. You
think Tim Hardaway's an average player?
He was solid in Atlanta.
Atlanta stinks. They have no offense.
He was solid in Atlanta, and the Knicks should have never let him go. They should have developed him in you. Matter of fact, it was better that he went to Atlanta and came back because he developed himself in Atlanta.
Well, you can't let him go and then trade. You can't trade him and then bring in the pieces that you trade and then get rid of the pieces that you trade to re-sign him to bring him back.
Well,
that was it.
They felt they made a mistake. This was a move to get rid of Melo, man.
Yeah,
absolutely. Melo's going to be used to rocking in the next 30 days.
Yeah, definitely.
Carmelo Anthony will be used to rocking.
Yeah,
Rocket? Yes. He'll be used to rocking.
He's going to be traded there, yeah.
And if Houston gets Carmelo Anthony, and Carmelo Anthony and James Harden play any defense, I mean, just a little defense, they are going to challenge Golden State.
Melo plays more defense than what people think, but we can talk about that later.
What about James Harden?
Absolutely not.
Inside the locker room, man. Ant J, WNLK 1350, man. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a minute, man. If you want to call and be a part of the show, hit the studio, 203-873-0448. Make sure you hit our website, InsideTheLockerRoom I don't know what I'm doing. And go to our YouTube, man. Subscribe and like our YouTube channel, man. We need to get them subscribers and those follows up. Make sure y'all check us out. All right, we love y'all. We'll be back in 3 minutes, man. We'll be back in 3 minutes. We're going to talk Eastern Conference and NBA free agency when we come back. All right, Jay? All right, we'll be back in a minute. All right, man, we back inside the locker room with Ant J. We talk Eastern Conference NBA free agency. Hey, before we get started, real quick, man, Big T just put me on blast. We got to get some more commercials out. So anybody want to do a commercial for the show? I won't come up and, you want be out at you. Big Mel, Melody Gonzalez, Melodic Harmony. I told you that if you didn't come here this morning with my tummy tea by water, we was gonna have a problem. And yeah, she was supposed to be bringing me some water. You know that big old tub of water she brought last time? She promised me she was bringing me some today. And I told her that if she didn't, I was going to get her.
You going to blast her off?
So I'm blasting her off right now. I even tagged her in the comment.
Okay.
So I blasted her off right now. Eastern Conference NBA free agency, brother.
All right.
Let's talk about it for a second. And Toronto did the right thing, keeping all their pieces. I like what they did. They kept their team intact. They didn't get any worse, they didn't get any better. So signing Lowry, keeping Ibaka, DeRozan, that was smart. Keeping their team together. Philly obviously is young. Boston with Hayward is a really nice pickup. Traded Avery Bradley to Detroit.
I think they're still a piece away.
Boston?
Yeah.
I think they're a point guard away.
Point guard? They have one.
Who?
Isaiah Thomas.
You putting Isaiah Thomas at the moment?
Who else can he play? He can play the two? Or you think he's really playing the two as a one?
He played the two as a one. So, Brooklyn Nets stink.
Brooklyn Nets stink?
Yeah. Their offer sheet got matched last night, so they don't need to get Otto Porter, who they try to give $100 million to.
Well, I knew that. I knew that they wasn't going to get him.
Washington kept him.
They should keep him because he was part of that solid core. They're right there. They're like third in the East.
Now, how do you feel about Cleveland?
Well, not really kind of standing pat.
Yeah.
I don't think they're standing pat. I think they're not out of the race for Carmelo Anthony. I think they're putting all their chips in their basket and looking to try to get Melo.
Okay.
Right now, there's a lot of courting going on between Houston, Cleveland, and New York.
Now, I called you this week because I had a very interesting conversation with a couple people. In terms of Cleveland, I had someone tell me that they would take Chris Paul over Kyrie Irving.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
What do you think? But Jay, I'm
right now
distracted. Man.
Right now. It's his career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they said right now. Yeah, they said right now. They would trade Chris Paul for Kyrie Irving tomorrow. What would you do, Nick?
I keep Kyrie. Kyrie's great.
You guys talking to the mic.
Kyrie's great.
I would absolutely not take Chris Paul, man. Not at this stage. He's a second round max player. Second round in the NBA playoffs right now.
My problem with it is, if you want to say Chris Paul's a true point guard, that's fine. I'm okay with that. If you want to say Chris Paul is the epitome of point guard, right, best point guard in the league, I'm okay with that. You can argue that point. But Chris Paul has never been past the second round. And he's played with two All-Stars every year. Last 5 years, they've won 50 games or more in LA. And he's never been past the second round. So when you have a kid who's taking you to 2 NBA finals, won one for you, played very well in the finals, it's hard for me to say, I'm going to take Chris Paul over Kyrie.
And he owns Steph Curry. Kyrie has owned Steph Curry in the one championship that Cleveland won.
Boy, you tripping.
Yeah, he did. Owned them in that championship.
Okay. You guys handed to him this year.
It's hard. Steph had space because you got to deal with KD. He had space because of KD.
And Kyrie doesn't get space because of LeBron?
Nah, not really. Not against that team.
He gets a lot of space for LeBron.
Yeah, he didn't have that much space.
Okay. Anything else in the East? The East hasn't really moved too much.
I mean, I'm going over some of the stuff here.
Atlanta gave away their whole team.
Atlanta's doing a restart.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they let Paul Millsap go. Why they didn't pick him back up and offer him the proper contract to let Denver come in there and take him out of the Eastern Conference and over to the West, which in my eyes, the West is loaded with talent. The East almost looks like a daily team.
We're going to get in
daily spot.
We're going to get in there. Talk about the West. But, yeah, the East, then Charlotte got Dwight Howard. Chicago got rid of their team.
Yeah, well, they got younger. They picked up Zach LaVine for Jimmy Butler.
Rondo's gone. Butler gone to Minnesota. They re-signed.
Rondo might end up on my team.
He might. Wouldn't be a bad fit for you. Really good.
I think that would be solid. With Rudy Gay?
Yeah. Dwayne Wade re-signed, but they're talking buying him out.
What, in Chicago?
Yeah. They're talking about Dwayne Wade out so he can go to play with LeBron in Cleveland. Which would be, if Cleveland does that, would be really, really big. That'd be huge. That would be huge. That would.
You think he's still going to give that much?
I think Dwayne Wade could play 15 to 25.
Is he a starter?
No. He can play 20 minutes a game.
Dwayne Wade's coming off the bench.
Yes, 20 to 25 minutes a game and average 15 minutes.
Well, who starts at the 2 now?
For Cleveland?
JR?
JR.
Dwayne Wade start.
He doesn't have to, though.
He'll start, though.
Split those minutes with JR.
He can split it, but he'll start.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you start?
That's true.
Or with J.R. Smith? Streaky J.R.
He's better than J.R. Smith.
So you start him
now, but
you start him.
You need to start him.
Why not?
Jamal.
J.R. is a hired gun and he's streaky.
From anybody, the East doesn't really have much movement. Anything else? Detroit got rid of Kentavious Caldwell-Pope
And Morris.
They traded Marcus Morris.
They
got picked up Avery Bradley.
They got picked up Avery Bradley.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm trying to think. The East didn't really have much. Indiana. Oh my God.
Yeah, they picked up Domantas Sabonis and Victor Oladipo for
giving away Paul George for nothing.
Well, they had to because they didn't give him away for nothing. They got what they could get for him,
which was nothing.
Yeah, that was.
So Victor Oladipo Sabonis is nothing.
Yes, for Paul George. For Paul George.
He said he was leaving. They would have lost.
I would have kept him this year. I would have made him stay
and get nothing for him.
And get nothing. You're right. I agree.
They got
something. You're right.
They got a lot. Right. For him to say that he's not, you know what? I'm leaving Indiana. I'm not going to play for the Indiana Pacers anymore.
Now the talk is with both him and Russell Westbrook being from LA and Russell Westbrook being a free agent next year also. They both go to the Lakers. That would be a really, really good team. Lonzo Ball, Russell Westbrook, and Paul George. That would be a really good team.
It would be very solid, but you know, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. It'll be very interesting to see if they're able to do that.
Miami kept Deion Waiters.
I like Deion Waiters, man. People be trying to play that guy, man. I like Deion Waiters.
Milwaukee stayed back. The Knicks.
Well, Milwaukee has a good young core, so they should keep developing what they have.
The Knicks are the Knicks.
Yep.
The Knicks win 30 games this year? They won 30 last year. Did they win 30 this year?
Yes. I think they
You think the New York Knicks will win 30? If they get rid of Carmelo.
25.
If they get rid of Carmelo, the Knicks win 30.
No, you're saying ifs now.
Okay.
Right now, with their roster,
did they win 30 games? I agree. Yes, I agree. Because I think that Tim Hardaway Jr. is better than Courtney Lee.
Guys have to understand, nothing's happening in New York unless Carmelo okays it. The Knicks or management have no control over where he goes. He decides where he goes. And what does he say all the time? I love New York. So to me, that means he doesn't want to go anywhere. He wants to stay there regardless. He wants to stay close to his,
Well, I think part of that is his ex-wife or estranged wife, and his son.
He's always wanted to stay in New York, regardless of his issues that's come up with him. So, he has all the chips in his corner right now. So, unless Carmelo says he's out, he's a New York Knick.
I can agree with that. I definitely can agree with that. Anybody else in the East? The East is kind of, So does Cleveland win the East again?
Yeah, they're definitely in the East. I mean, you got Boston that can challenge them. It'll be interesting with Boston. Other than that, I mean, not unless the Wizards pick up another free agent or just simply get better because they're young, it'll be Cleveland. LeBron hasn't slowed down at all, so Cleveland's coming out of the East. That's easy to pick. Now, some people will say that it's easy to pick, Golden State again, but if certain other teams get better. I like my pick with picking up Rudy Gay. We added athleticism.
We're gonna spend like the next 20 minutes in the West when we come back. The West is the wild West now.
Yeah. There's a lot of solid teams, even some young and up-and-coming teams. So we have to get into that.
What happened in the Western free agency this year, it almost is a good thing.
Well, you didn't talk about your Sixers, though.
It's almost like, trust the process, baby.
They picked up Amir Johnson, J.J. Redick. They drafted folks.
They're going to the playoffs. Philly's a playoff team.
In East or playoff team, yeah, I think so.
Markel Fultz looks like he can play. He looks like real deal.
Question is, how severe is his injury though?
It's a sprain. There's nothing broken. So you know,
if it would have happened in November, I'd be concerned.
And if it was a broken bone or something, I'd worry. But since it's a sprain, he'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love what they're doing.
I think they got to prove.
I think with him, I think Ben Simmons, Markel Fultz, and JJ Redick are very, very dangerous.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how you can believe that. That's an all hypothetical question, though.
No, you're being really negative to that.
It's a hypothetical. They haven't played. Ben Simmons didn't play last year. Fultz just got drafted. The only person that played was Embiid, and he only played how many games last year?
40.
Yeah.
All right, then. So it's a hypothetical.
You know, I hate the fact that you're being true to that.
I'm sharp, man. I got some good rest, man.
2 weeks off has done you well.
You know what I'm saying? Sharp, man. Do my research, bro.
2 weeks off has done you well. I agree. Hey, we're going to take a little quick break because Big T, it's going to be really quick because Big T said we have no commercials. So we're just going to take a second and regroup, man, and we're going to hit y'all with the Western Conference. We got my man Grant Joseph coming on in a minute. We're here with our intern Nick, and I'm just distracted, bro. Distracted. I'm not going to say who else is in the studio because she told me not to.
You might as well.
I'll say it later. Say it before we go. Hey, and before, and Sterling, you're right. Denver, Millsap and Denver is a really good look. Hey, in the last 10 minutes of the show, I'm going to tell all of you fake Jay-Z fans that, you know, don't rock with Hov the way I rock with Hov. Why 444 is his second best album. And go ahead, say I'm bugging. Go ahead, Jane. Go ahead. 444 is his second best album behind the Black Album. That's better than Reasonable Doubt.
SMH. That's all you get.
OMG, SMH,
and LOL.
That's why DA. Sit your dumb ass down.
You're just gonna drop that on air.
Yeah, we can say one ass.
Really?
I don't know. We G-rated. All right, guys, we'll be back in a minute, man. Make sure y'all check us out. Yo, 444 is Jay-Z's second best album, man. We'll see y'all in a minute. Negative.
All right, 30 seconds, man. Inside the locker room, and Jay.
All right. Tripping, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, A-bomb.
Hello, everybody. God bless. My name is Brian Young, the director of Connecticut Youth Basketball, and you're listening to Inside the Locker Room with Ant and Jay on WNLK 1350 AM.
Hey, it's Janet Williams, president and founder of the Matriarch Agency, and you're listening to Inside the Locker Room with A and J on WNLK 1350 AM.
Yo, we have a theme song. It always amazes me that we have a theme song.
Yo, big shout out to Joe Greasy, man.
Yeah, Joe.
It always gets me hyped up every time I hear the intro,
We're
man.
gonna need Joe Grist to do one over another. Soon. Not yet.
Don't mess with
We're
perfection.
gonna rock with this one for a while.
Don't mess with perfection. This dope to me. It isn't perfect.
I'm okay with that. Western Conference NBA free agency has turned the NBA upside down. Right?
Absolutely.
Golden State was smart. They kept everybody. Kevin Durant took a pay cut this year.
What else do they need? Well, they picked up Swaggy P.
They picked up Swaggy P, who has already said he's got to be probably one of the dumbest people ever in the NBA. He has already said, I don't know about passing the basketball. That's the point guard's job.
Point guard job.
He's an idiot.
He's always been like that, though, man.
How is he going to play in that system talking about he's not passing the ball? He's an idiot.
That too. His job was to score. Why do you think they brought him over there, Ant, man?
To score. You're right.
They didn't bring him to pass, nothing?
The score off the bench.
Yeah.
Play 15.
The microwave.
Play 20 minutes and score off the bench.
Swaggy P.
So, Golden State didn't do anything. Your boys really, really improved a lot. San Antonio improved a lot. They had to, but they improved a lot. That Rudy Gay pickup is huge.
A lot of people, I think, are dismissing it, but it's going to make a huge difference. When you got two players, 6'7", 6'8", wingspans over 7 feet tall, they both can jump out the gym. They can both guard 1 through 4 positions.
Yeah.
It's going to cause a lot of problems, right?
Yo, that is a huge pickup.
And he has no pressure in the first time in his career as being one of the main scorers.
And here's why your earlier point makes no sense.
What earlier point?
About Tim Hardaway Jr.
Okay.
They gave Rudy Gay 2 years at $17 million.
They did that.
$9 million a year.
He took that.
So he got 9 and Tim Hardaway got 17?
They gave him that because he wants to win a championship.
I agree.
He didn't have to take that. There was more money out there other places. All you can do when you do negotiations is make an offer. They offered him that. They offered him a culture, a chance to win a championship. He took it. David West did it. There's plenty of players that took less money.
Richard Jefferson.
Yeah, a lot of people take less money to come to a team that wants to win a championship.
So we agree.
Even Kevin Durant took less money.
So we agree it's the stupidity of the Knicks.
No, it's not stupidity. Yeah, look at
They overpaid.
No, they did not.
All right, we'll get off of that. San Antonio, though, I love the Rudy Gay pickup. I think he fits that system well. I think he gives them a nice wing scorer and another wing defender. And him and Kawhi on those 2 wings, that's a very good pickup.
People when we start the season next year, Rudy Gay, hopefully he's ready for the beginning of the season because of his injury. He'll be able to show and prove that one, he's healthy again. Two, he'll show how much of a great player that he is playing under Popovich.
And if he gets a solid backup point guard in San Antonio, I think Tony Parker's still a very good point guard. So they
they already got young DeJounte over there, and then if they pick up somebody like Rondo,
you got the young boys, Jonathan Simmons, and what's the other kid? Y'all got?
We got Anderson, Simmons. We signed Patty Mills, which was big. I thought we were going to lose him, but we signed him. So we're solid, man.
Yeah, some good pick. Houston is changing. Is Houston caught San Antonio?
Absolutely not. I think they got the worst off of the trade.
What trade?
The trade they made for Chris Paul. I think they lost out.
All right, y'all.
No. But you can look at me like that all you want.
Let me explain something. All right, Jay is obviously been drinking this morning.
You don't got to do it this way for me. I'm perfectly so adamant to anything.
Jay's been drinking this morning. He hasn't taken his pills.
I'm drinking DD.
I don't know what Jay is talking about right now. Chris Paul, that trade was definitely more beneficial than me.
Why?
Because Chris Paul better than.
What did you say?
Chris Paul has more value than any of the guys they got back.
What did you say?
Oh, I said
earlier about Chris Paul.
Oh, I said he's not a winner, and I wouldn't trade him to Kyrie.
Okay,
Kyrie.
Okay, let me.
I would trade him for Patrick Beverley every time.
There's more than Patrick Beverley that he got traded for.
Who else did they?
Name everybody that they traded him for.
They got 7 people.
Williams, Sam Decker, and a bunch of other.
Yeah, a bunch of other people who were just throwaways.
No. They're not just throwaways. They're not just throwaways. They're not throwaways, man. You just can't dismiss what they did. What they gave away for Chris Paul. I think they gave way too much for him. Like, absolutely way too much for Chris Paul.
I don't.
Nah, I don't either.
Okay, they gave away Sam Decker.
It was a nice
Patrick Beverley,
Montrezl Harrell,
and Lou Williams. Hold up. Let me finish. Think about this.
Okay.
You gave away a defensive stopper in Patrick Beverley.
Probably one of the best in the league.
One of the best point guard defenders, on the ball defenders in the league.
Yeah.
You gave away Sam Decker, young player. He has size. He can score in college. He just didn't have a chance because he's playing behind James Harden. Could be a great player. You got Montrezl Harrell, energy guy.
Who wasn't getting very many minutes.
Yes, but this is who the Clippers got for Chris Paul. They also got Lou Williams, 6-man player of the year.
Which allowed them to get rid of Jamal Crawford.
Listen, they got Lou Williams at that. And then what other draft pick did they get?
Who did use the draft?
No. They got a first round 2018 draft pick.
That helps.
Top 5.
They're gonna
pick between 2 and 5. If it lands between 2 and 5, they got that.
But you still won't be that bad, so they don't have to worry about that. And the Clippers. No,
it wasn't that. That's somebody else's. It's still their first round draft.
And the Clippers are going to stink, so it's okay. It'll help them.
They're not going to.
The Clippers are not stink this year. They lost their backcourt.
Well, listen, man. How are they going to stink with these players? You add Patrick Beverley, Lou Williams. You still got Blake Griffin. You still got DeAndre. They're not going to stink. They're going to go to the playoffs.
Oh, they will be a playoff team. Will they win 50 games?
They're going to the playoffs in the West.
Will they win 50 games?
I don't know if they're going to win 50 games. The West is going to be extremely difficult.
The West is loaded. I think Minnesota's past them.
I don't know about that.
Jimmy Butler makes Minnesota.
That's Jimmy Butler, but they still have Blake Griffin. They still have DeAndre Jordan. Patrick Beverley is a solid veteran.
Minnesota has probably the second.
Lou Williams is a starter, 6th man of the year.
Hold on. Minnesota probably has the second or third best big man in the game, in Karl Anthony Towns.
He's young.
And then you add Andrew Wiggins and Jimmy Butler. Minnesota's gotten really, really good, really fast.
I understand that, but
Oklahoma City's gotten really good, really
You're
fast.
pulling up a quick diversion to the point that I was trying to make in regards to Chris Paul. Chris Paul being a bad trade for them.
I think it's a good trade for Houston. I do.
How?
Because I think he takes James Harden off the ball.
You get it.
He gives him a solid defender, and he gives him.
All he does is get to the second round of playoffs.
I agree, but that's all they were getting to with James Harden anyway. Maybe they go.
No, they got to the Western Conference Finals with James.
But they still won't go to the Western Conference Finals this year. They're not. San Antonio's still better.
So how's Chris Paul putting them over the hump? You're basically, when you make moves to try to get
over a hump. But I think Chris Paul gets them closer to San Antonio than they were without Chris Paul.
You're speaking from a Houston's perspective.
Yes.
I'm talking about the trade and who had the benefit of the trade.
I think
Clippers did, because the Clippers knew that Lob City was over. They wasn't going to get anywhere. They got a bunch of good players and draft picks for someone that couldn't get them out of the second round. Lob City wasn't working.
I can see that. But I still think Houston has better.
Okay.
We'll see it down the road.
We'll see. It's going to be interesting when we see it start.
Oklahoma City's got much better.
Oh yeah, definitely. Paul George going to OKC is kind of wild. I kind of want him to stay there and then pick up another pick, because I think that team could be really dangerous if they got that one other pick.
Oklahoma City's going to be really.
But I have a feeling they're both leaving. So.
Oh yeah, I think it's a one and done.
You know,
and they're going to play out this year. They'll play really well.
And the Lakers picked them both up, and they both take less money, so the Lakers can pick them up.
Yeah.
It's going to be unfair. I'm not even going to. If they both end up in LA next year, I may ban myself from watching the NBA.
Why?
It's ridiculous, man. It's getting out of hand. It's getting out of control.
We're covering the NBA.
I don't know, man.
We'll be covering it.
I'm going to have to use my going
put that into the world. We're covering the NBA this year.
What did I do that?
We're covering the NBA. We're covering the NFL too this year.
God willing.
Dallas Cowboys, NFC East champs.
9-7.
NFC
not making the playoffs. Dallas Cowboys 9-7.
You bugging.
I'm not bugging. We went over your schedule, man.
We went in the division.
We went over your schedule, bro.
We're better than the Giants, Eagles, and Redskins.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Grant shaking his head. Nick shaking his head.
Absolutely not. Because they know you.
Yeah, no, I disagree. Mostly because I'm a Giants fan, but their receiving core now is top 5 in the league.
Eli's good for 2 picks a game.
3 touchdowns a game is pretty good too.
Yeah, I don't agree, but Dallas has a really good offense as well.
Yeah, hard to beat that.
When's the last time you won Super Bowl?
Oh boy, here we go. Here we go with the Super Bowl.
I mean, Eli has won 2.
It's always back to the Super Bowl.
Eli has won 2 Super Bowls, bro.
All right, listen, we have 5 total.
Man, that's a long time ago.
It's always back.
Long time ago.
Always back.
There's people that was born the last time, you won a Super Bowl they're now of drinking age. That means that was a long time ago.
All right,
come on, man. I can't stop talking about old stuff, man.
I can't even argue with a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Like it's hard to argue with a Steelers fan.
Look, I'm just being real, man. Look, I like what Dallas has done. I like the 2 rookies that they drafted, Dak and Ezekiel. They changed the whole dynamic. You guys got rid of Roman, made him retire, forced him into retirement. Great. But now this tape on you guys. You guys got one of the hardest schedules in the NFL this upcoming season. If you get 10 wins.
10?
If you get 10 wins.
We won 13 last year.
That's last year. You keep talking about last year. Let's look at your schedule.
We won in 12 games. 11. I'll give us 11. We'll go 11-5 this year. We'll win the NFC East. We probably won't be a 1 seed. But in the NFC, why couldn't we be?
You're not going to win 11 games this year. You're winning no more than 10. And I'm giving you some because I really think you'll be 9-7.
Why couldn't we win the NFC this year?
You could win the NFC.
Who else is in the NFC that's on?
No, the NFC. You could win the NFC.
I'm talking the NFC period.
Nah.
Atlanta?
We put a small wager that you're not going to win the NFC.
We're definitely going to put a small wager.
We can put a small wager on that. That's absolutely not happening.
All right, we can definitely do that.
Green Bay, you'll get past Green Bay.
Yes.
Atlanta's young core.
Yes.
You gotta stop, man.
Atlanta 28-3.
Even the Giants, just like Nick said, look at the receiving core now, man.
Giants.
Sterling Shepard's their third best receiver.
And
you got Brandon Marshall. You got Odell Beckham.
And you say that to say what?
Say that they got a good receiving core.
They do.
Yeah.
They have really good receivers. And Brandon Marshall picked.
Giants have absolutely no running back though.
That is true.
No running game. And Eli.
I don't know why they didn't pick one up.
And Eli Zoll. And the offensive line is
There's a lot of old quarterbacks. Stop with the old things with quarterbacks.
Brady's 40.
He's never been hurt. Eli's fine, man. Stop.
But
he's not a running back or receiver.
Offensive line is suspect, and they have no running game.
Eli knows how to throw. He gets rid of the ball before he gets hit. You know that.
I agree with that.
You know that.
It's going to be interesting. We got enough time to talk football. We're gonna take. I know. I didn't want to do. I didn't want to do the dead air thing. What am I doing? I did do the
Ed was getting.
I was trying to decide
with his cheek.
I was trying to decide if we were going to do a 30-second break so we could switch Grant and Nick and get Grant in there, or just let them switch right now. We'll do a 30-second break. Yeah. All right, we'll take 30 seconds, man. We'll be back. We'll get Grant on the air, man. We'll talk a little bit with him, what he's got going on. All right. Inside the Locker Room, NJ, man. Check out make sure you go to our YouTube page, man. Like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. All right. We'll be back in 30 seconds. All right, inside the Locker Room, NJ, man. We back. Took a little 30-second break. WNLK 1350. Make sure you check out the Big T Gospel Jams every Monday through Friday, 10 to 12. On WNLK?
On Saturday and Sunday, 7 a.m.
Really? We going, there's some money coming through the studio, huh? We had some more shows.
Yeah. Popular domain.
We got to send a shout out to my man Mark Wyatt, what he does every Saturday morning.
What up, Mark? What up?
So, big ups to Mark.
Gospel Live,
10 to 1. I'm at work sometimes, man, rocking out with him. So, want to support our brother in that endeavor. Want to send a shout out to El Dorado Hotel, Black Wall Street. We'll be a part of that event. Respect the Dream Court thing today at the Sheehan Center, so we might stop by there and say hello to everybody. Lily Indians, who was on the show last week, so we'll say what's up to her. Author M.L. Brooks got her thing July 22nd, right? Community Day, July 22nd.
And that's where?
I'm going to believe you green.
Yeah,
down. So I remember that. Yeah, so they got that going on. Jay and I will be at the Connecticut Sun next Sunday.
Yep.
Connecticut Sun and San Antonio Stars.
Yes.
Say Spurs. San Antonio
Stars.
I almost did it again. San Antonio Stars. Jay and I will be out there. We'll do our courtside stuff from
I've been drinking
from the WNBA. From the WNBA.
No, he's distracted.
So we'll be out there. Just
mumbling over everything.
I'm just trying to look down. So we'll be out there to do our thing there. Jay and I have some really, really big things coming up soon, so we want to keep you guys.
We got the Blind Rhino event. Hopefully, it's tentative date, the 19th of August. Tentative, the 19th of August.
We're doing a football show, and so this in that, Jay, there's been some changes to the team. We've added some people. We told you guys last week. Martine Senecal and Marouche Publicity, now part of our show, is our publicist, and publicist / boss who yells at us about our inside the locker room sergeant. Yeah. So we want to send a shout out to Martine. Dawn, Maisha, and the Major Moxie Group, our brand management team. Nick, you guys heard earlier, Nick is our intern. We also have a second intern who will be with us next week, Zion. So he'll be with us hanging out. We'll have to put you guys to work soon, man. Sweep the floor or do something. and then we got our boy Grant Joseph, the staff writer. We have.
Now, Joseph's my middle name, or my mother can say that.
Okay.
She's listening right now, so she's probably wondering, who's saying that?
Really? Grant Miller is the name?
Yeah,
Hi, Mrs. Miller. How are you?
She's Mrs. Cole. But
Hi, Mrs. Cole. How are you?
It's Grant Joseph on my Facebook. I used to substitute teach. I don't want kids finding me.
Oh, okay.
And, you know,
Grant Miller's our staff writer for Inside the Locker Room.
And I'm super excited.
We're very excited about having him, man. So, welcome being a part of this team, man.
Thank you.
Hopefully he'll write a nice article about us one day and end the show. But
I just got to play a little bit of devil's advocate here when it comes to Chris Paul.
Absolutely.
First of all, I'm probably the only person here who says this, but I would actually at least consider taking Chris Paul over Kyrie Irving. And I'll say why. Kyrie Irving is, if not the best, one of the best scoring point guards I've ever seen. I mean, if you don't want to stop him, if he doesn't want you to stop him, you're not stopping him, usually. But what I don't hear enough about is how bad his defense is. And I mean, you cannot rely on him to stop anybody he's guarding. Chris Paul averaged 2 steals a game, and he guards his man.
Chris Paul's first team All-NBA defense.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are plays, even during the finals, that were totally preventable, but it was always a screw-up between Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith on defense. And I've seen him leave Klay Thompson one pass away and give him an open 3. Stuff that Chris Paul would never do. So it depends on what you're looking for. I mean, if you want someone to just score like that, then yeah, you take Kyrie Irving. But if you want someone to play both ends, I would take Chris Paul.
Let me interject here.
Yeah.
Interject, please.
Interjection.
Please interject.
You guys gonna give me a hard time on my words.
Come on, man. You got 4 minutes so I can tell everybody why Jay-Z's album is the best. Hurry up.
Let me say this.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Let me say this. In regards to what you're saying, Grant, you don't think that you think he's bad defensively, or you think that he's not being forced to play defense because of the coach that he has?
I think really it's both. I think you can make guys play defense if their minutes are cut or if they have consequences for it. But I don't think he's ever been told to play defense, so I think you make a valid point. I don't know if anyone was going to tell him because he's getting paid so much and he scores so much, no one ever really seemed to criticize him for it or not. But to me, you don't have to tell Chris Paul to play defense. He goes out there and he wants to play defense and compete. Mm-hmm. I would rather have a guy who wants to play D and will hustle on D and doesn't make really silly mistakes on defense.
What has that gotten Chris Paul?
Well, that's the next argument I'm going to address because you guys said he only goes to the second round, which is a valid point. And it's perfectly fair because he does not seem to advance very far in the playoffs. But where was Kyrie Irving advancing before LeBron got there?
That's true, but he had nobody around.
He had nobody around him, but if Chris Paul doesn't have anybody around him, he might not go anywhere. If Chris Paul has LeBron James on his team, he might make the finals quite a few times.
So that's a good analogy, but
So the argument is LeBron versus Blake and DeAndre.
You got to work age into this too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kyrie's still young. He hasn't even hit his prime yet.
I think for what Cleveland needs, Kyrie's a perfect fit.
But he has to play defense. I'm saying I would at least consider if you want somebody to play both ends.
He doesn't, but I think Kyrie is one of the few point guards. Russell Westbrook is another one who can go out and at any given moment score 12 straight points and change the culture of the game. Yes. I don't think Chris Paul can do that without having to deliver the ball in different places. Kyrie can literally spend a 4 or 5 minute stretch of a quarter carrying a team.
Without LeBron being on the floor.
I don't know if Chris Paul.
There's not many players that can do what Kyrie does. That's a special talent.
Yeah, I'm scoring, absolutely. I just think that if Kyrie Irving's not scoring, what else is he contributing? I've seen Chris Paul take over games with scoring and passing and doing everything else. And he kind of takes over, well, not exactly, because it's not an exact comparison, but he kind of takes over the same way LeBron James can take over, what's always the right decision at the right time. And he'll score at the right moment and pass at the right moment. And it can hurt you sometimes, too, because you can pass the right moment, but then you have to depend on the guy to make the shot.
Well, LeBron sometimes makes the right pass too many times because in the playoffs, I think the playoff dynamics of the finals changed when he dished off to Kevin Love in the corner instead of going to the rack and being selfish. So
was that you're talking about the game where they could have won and they kind of blew it?
Yeah. So that was a momentum changer.
But here's my thing.
And Kyrie made bad decisions. They both made bad decisions.
Yeah. Here's my thing with that. I think that was the right pass given the situation, but my issue with LeBron sometimes, I say this all the time to my friends even online, is that LeBron James sometimes has to pass like that because he makes it harder on himself to score. He's great. If he catches the ball and just goes, there's no one in the league who could stop him. But instead, he'll stop and dribble for 4 or 5 dribbles at the top of the key, and then the defense gets set, and now he has to create something making it the hard way. He's not the kind of isolation player that can score in that situation. Now, you give somebody like Kobe Bryant his prime ball to hold for 5 seconds and then score, Kobe will score for you. Mm-hmm. LeBron's not that kind of player. Maybe he will become that because he's always improving. But that's not what that's.
I don't think he becomes that now at 32.
He can't.
I wonder.
Who he is.
He keeps improving. I wonder, but it's not his strength from what I've seen.
No, but this is the thing though. That it goes into their coach.
Yeah.
If Tyronn Lue doesn't implement to their strengths in regards to have to move the ball and pass it around.
Yeah.
Instead of just playing iso ball all the time, Kyrie, LeBron, your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn.
I agree.
That's the reason why they got blown out.
I agree. I had a friend of mine tell me this. Like I used to criticize LeBron. I still do actually. As much as I like him, I think he's the best player in the league. But as big as he is, his post game to me is so lacking, and he doesn't go down there enough. And when he's down there, it's frankly not that great. And someone told me, a friend of mine told me, shout out to Dina if she's listening actually, no one's telling LeBron these things. And I think it points to what you're saying about the coaching. No one's telling him, hey, we need you down low more. Hey, I need you to do this.
I think the problem with telling LeBron something like that, though,
You don't want to listen?
it's not that he won't listen, he's so great everywhere else.
Yeah.
So, it's almost nitpicking at that point.
It is.
Where if you're telling him those other things, because he's bringing your team to a level.
He's doing so much.
So much other stuff, and he's bringing your team to a level that your franchise hasn't seen yet. So in 14 years in the league, he's always been a winner.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to kind of go back and say, we need more. Like, we need more of you. We need you to do more different things than what he's doing. Literally, you want him to play all 5 spots on the floor.
I mean, when you have a guy as good as LeBron, for him to improve, you have to nitpick though. And I think you have to nitpick a little bit.
But I think the incorrect word with that is improve, because LeBron is literally the second best player in the history of the NBA. Second under
his finite stuff is crazy sometimes.
I'm not 6'10". I'll take away his center.
You should have saw your face.
But LeBron is the second best player in the NBA under 6'10". Under 6'10". Name one person better than LeBron James under 6'10". Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. Those are the 3 best under 6'10". Anybody else you're adding into that mix is a center.
Yeah.
You're adding Shaq, you're adding Kareem, you're adding Bill Russell, you're adding Will Chamberlain.
Yeah,
you're adding centers. LeBron James is the second best player in NBA history under 6'10".
I agree with that.
Okay, I could go with that. That doesn't mean.
Yeah, it's hard to improve on that level of greatness.
Oh, it's hard to improve. I'm not discounting that at all. I'm just saying that sometimes you have to nitpick, especially to beat a team like the Warriors, where you can't make any mistakes at all, because that team's that good. To get by them, I think
you're not beating Golden State until they break that team up. You're not beating Golden State, but. Hold that thought.
Sure.
Hold that thought. We'll do Inside the Locker Room after show on Facebook Live. We got 2 minutes left of the show, man. I'll leave the whole Jay-Z thing alone.
Yeah, please. Just leave that already.
Second best album. We'll go get 444. Listen to Marcy A. Family Feud. Story OJ.
It's a dope album, but it ain't second best, man. So we just need to leave it at that.
Inside the Locker Room, AJ, man. Again, check out all the stuff we got going on, man. We got a lot going on. Thank you to the guys last night, man. New York Kings Comedy. We'll have those interviews up on our website.
PJ, what up?
Yeah, we want to say a shout out to the dudes, man. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Big T, everything we got going on, man. Make sure y'all get out to Respect the Dream, like Sheehan Center today. Make sure you go on our YouTube page, subscribe and like to our YouTube channel. To everybody out there in La La Land, we love you guys. WNBA, Bridgeport Bluefish, Legends game August 5th. We'll be out there for that. And we also still have our Bat Boy contest. So all the stuff we got going on, man, we love you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching today. Inside the Locker Room.
And we will continue this offline. You always do offline, so we'll be here for the next half hour or so. Continue our talk. So whoever's watching on Facebook Live, stay with us.
Yeah, Inside the Locker Room with Ant and Jay.
All right.
See y'all next week.
more. Anthony and Jay inside the locker room more. Anthony and Jay in this corner. We got in. In this corner, we got Jay. Let's get it. Inside the locker room more. Anthony and Jay 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 inside the locker room more. Inside the locker room more.